Kizuna Gattai, Earth Granner, episode 46. And I will be starting my reaction in 1-0, go. Alright, well, okay, now I'll be starting my reaction in 1-0, go. Reason for the heck of it's because I watched Tomica on a well, since Tomica isn't really, the newest episodes aren't really officially available on like an official US streaming service, at least the newest ones. I just had a random pop up. In case y'all wondering what was that little hiccup there. And saying that, the material for the next episode looks pretty darn intense. It looks like it's going to be jam-packed with action. Hell yeah, I hope they can absolutely eviscerate their opposition too this time. And hopefully they hit him so hard, Savvy can't recover anymore. I love how all your Chamber and Clutch have their own cute little poses. When they're like, ah! Da-da-da. You know, this is actually one of the cool things about the opening. Just the sound effects make it feel unique, because even some animes, they can have like the same opening for multiple episodes. It could get old, because those same series won't ever change up their opening. Thankfully, the series doesn't do that because it risks being unique enough to the point where it's going to have at least some nice, new, cool-looking openings from time to time to mix it up. Oh yeah, just randomness. I actually had one of my friends listen to the opening recently. He actually thought the opening was pretty darn good. So, alright. So, I guess I'm not... And I've been seeing that on YouTube. Tomica's actually been... Oh, they're actually showing Sabi actually in some combat now in the opening. Oh, yo. This looks kick-ass. Yes. This I could get behind. Right on, right on. Right on, right on. Right on, right on. Oh man, I just love this song. I never get sick and tired of it. It always pumps me up. It always makes me want to punch something. In a good way, you know? Makes me want to do a punch for justice. Yeah, I actually don't mind it showing off Madoka just a little bit. I just wish they would have shown her actually know about the duties that Ragaku and Dr. Body actually go through, because I think it would actually give Madoka at least a little bit more exploration. You know? They just show up randomly. They jinx themselves. Oh, it's fucking adorable. I'm pretty sure they're going to be heavily inclined. Just shows you how much tech is involved at the very least. Ah, that explains why in one of the previous episodes they weren't in that powered up state for long. And I love how in a narrative way, that's going to still give a lot of importance to Joe, Kakeru, and also Gomac, because if our heroes would have been able to utilize those godly-like abilities for long extended periods of time, it would have made the other characters kind of feel pointless and worthless. Thankfully, that's not the case. That explains why it's such a powerful beast. Huh. Damn. Which it sounds, yeah, it exactly sounds like Leon Eagle's music. Which, you know, I don't mind this. I always like it when they're forced to actually do synchronized attacks because the series has been giving them a lot of build up in the last few weeks regarding that. Like when they're trapped within that enemy and they had to both attack the same point in order to destroy it. I mean, yeah, the machines are pretty dang durable. They've oh, that's fucking cute. But honestly, their cyclones are pretty darn durable, though. Feels like those things could take on a nuke and they could still somehow survive. At least that explains why Gyron goes up against him in the opening. It's actually I've seen some of the characters from some of the episodic episodes actually root them and root for our main heroes and actually give them some more. Oh, I see. Do I smell some romance in the air? You know, I wouldn't mind that one bit. If there is some romantic development with some of the side characters in the series. Now, this is how you do it. I am surprised the series didn't do that earlier with multiple characters transforming simultaneously. That's something I wish it would have done earlier because that's how the Predator series handles it. When you got characters transform, they just have literally 4 screens of characters transforming to make it quicker. Like I didn't give a fuck. Yo! I didn't think Charles was gonna be that fucking salty. Jeez! Charles looks like he's willing to murder one of his robotic brethren. I love it though. It's fucking adorable. And it makes sense too, considering that Jarlin was always the one talking in the recap episodes. It explains where the salt's coming from. Oh. I like how heroic the music sounds too. Gives it a grand, epic feeling towards it. Okay, that looks like a kamikaze attack, so... Aww. Damn! What the... It didn't seem like they managed to repel him, though. Well, yeah, it seems like he just blew up everything simultaneously. Feels more like a stalemate. Alright, at least that explains how both of them lost. And I like how here, this specific sequence explains why, even though, yes, Rag and Cook are going to have the powers to finish off Sabby, it gives a justification as to why them having the friends is actually a necessity. Now that we see the ancients, why and how they got defeated by Sabby in the past. That's actually pretty darn cool. Because it feels like a natural exposition. It doesn't even feel like an exposition dump. And due to his arrogance, that's going to be his own bringing. That's my gut feeling. Not bad. Yeah, it was actually pretty nice seeing the circuit, seeing Ollie Chamber and Clutch actually assist him like that. Showing you that the various their clones are more than just for show. Yo, that's actually something I also wanted to see earlier. Seeing the transformation of both Joe and Raga actually happen like just 3 to 4 seconds. Damn, I wish that happened more often in the series earlier on too. Gotta give the series credit for that. Showing a lot of self-restraint this week. And so I like when they're doing their main attacks, they're not even utilizing stock footage anymore. You're seeing them actually attack the creatures individually, or how some of the attacks are destroying most of it simultaneously too. This is actually pretty damn freaking cool. Whoa! I think they should probably try using a powerful Tomica to try to destroy most of them at once. Are they gonna do the opposite version of a reverse Mumbo, or? Wait, they always have that trump card? Now I'm wondering, why didn't they use that earlier? What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of shocked. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that such power would come with some consequences. Oh, it's fucking cute. I mean, they did a lot though. Yeah, they've actually. That kind of makes up for a lot of the. I wouldn't say super evil, but a bit of like the stuff that Oliver Chamber and Clutch actually did in the previous episodes, at least for the troubles they actually made our heroes go through. I like that. At least it shows you that those two are more than just comedic relief. And yo, that's actually some nice choreography. Actually seeing Raga and Joe dodge the individual lasers. In too many animes where characters shoot laser beams, I've seen way too many instances of the characters just run through the laser beams. As if the people shooting the laser beams have Stormtrooper-like aim. I'm lucky now Tomica Kizuna Gattai the Granner isn't falling into that trap. Unlike other anime like unlike other animes like some of the, not saying Digimon's a bad series, but some of the poorly directed Digimon do have instances where characters run through laser beams where it looks like every shot's missing. Not saying all the Digimon episodes do it, but some of them do. I'm liking how this series doesn't fall into that cost-cutting measure cliche. And that would truly be a fitting in for that sack of trash, Shabby, too. Yo, he's not even triggered. I mean, hey, kind of difference here is they've got backup and they've also got experience too with fighting against them in the past. Are they able to survive that? No, I'm serious. Joe and this dude had me scared for a second. I mean, dang it. Those two really should have just used the communication marks to communicate if whether they're alive or dead or something. Instead of keeping them in suspense, but you know what? I like that, though. I love the edge when he's like a god evil Tomica and like the oh it gives him like a larger than life feeling. kind of makes me want to watch the dub when they get to this part, just to hear the campiness. I don't like how it is like, you see all that epic gold glow too. All that. Okay, I'll give you credit, Tomica. These God Tomica forms, they're epic. I'm not even joking. If I had the money, because currently I had to spend money on mics and stands. But if I had the money, I would throw my money for some of those Tomica toys. I ain't even gonna lie. I would. If they had reasonable prices, but the shipping would be freaking expensive. Because I live in the U.S., so ah. Even like how they built this new animation too, with a special move, because they could have just easily recolored their previous special attacks, but they ain't taking that cheap ass route. Even like the extra additions of like seeing the wing areas of Eagle actually move right before they unleash the epic attack, it makes it look extra fabulous too. Because that's a feature they didn't have to add, but it enriches the scene regardless. Yeah. Yeah. Get wrecked, bitch! Yo, I just wonder if they take on Sabi, is this really going to be the finale of the series? I mean, it just feels like it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it did take a lot to take him down, and he didn't. And he didn't go down like a yes. Although, why do I get the feeling he's going to have an extra trump card though? Usually, these type of villains, they usually have a more in their. Oh, now Jarvan's found becoming friends with the other piece of tech. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this. What I get the feeling saying, yeah, yo, I didn't want to jinx it, but well, yes, I agree that it took a lot of efforts for Sabi to be damaged to that extent. It just felt like it was a little bit too easy. Kind of feels like the energy tug of war that Cocker was doing against. Oh no! It looks worse than that. Wait, so we got stronger? Oh, is this wait, what the fuck? I mean, the thing is, with Sabby actually let them do an Earth Charger, though? Oh, okay. I mean, I guess if they can do it that quick, then I guess they don't want to have to have anything to worry about. I mean, yeah, last I checked, that does drain them. And it's a shame that there's not any 6 Granner to help get rid of some of the pressure at the very least. Oh, so like what was happening to Break just a few episodes ago. Okay, now that's just absolutely savage. Not just going for trying to kill. Oh no, that is just no, no. I don't want to see them die. Because we all know, yeah, our boys are gonna make it fun. But what about Lil Eagle, Buffalo, Saber Panther, and Buffalo? No. Oh, this evil sack of shit. No, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, the grandfather Barty is gonna figure something out. No, because I don't think this series would be that dark to actually kill off the partners of our main heroes. There's no. Oh man. Honestly, they couldn't have really predicted that Sabu was going to be that strong. Oh, fuck. I mean, I expected that from Saber, though. He was always going to sacrifice himself. Oh. Wow. I never thought this series would make me feel this emotional going in. But no, it's just something deep down tells me that there might be fine. Maybe Dr. Barr or someone's gonna figure something out. Damn, those are some boss ass downwards right there. And that is the way upping the stakes exponentially, right there. They're okay. You know what? They're only shut down. I still some part of me still doubts that, even though yes, they're completely unconscious. They're gonna find a way of bringing them back to life. It's not like I just highly doubt that the series is gonna kill off all our likable partners, especially with the ED. Oh man, I hope they show the preview though. But fuck, part of me wants me to see the preview just to see what happens to Eagle, Lel, Buffalo, Saber Panther, and Tyranno. But part of me doesn't want a preview because oh wait, you even see Conquer with the God Tomica change, because you see him have white. I guess you don't see it for Buffalo, but you do see it for, at the very least, Saber Panther. At least seemingly in the ED. At least something looks similar to it. But I'd say overall, though, the episode is fantastic. I'm definitely going to rate this one a 10 out of 10. Because, for one, this is by far one of the best. 46 is one of the best Tomica Kizuna Gattai Granner episodes by far. I mean, what more can I ask for? The action choreography in this episode was amazing. It made for a super entertaining episode. Oh, but first, before I talk more about that, I'm going to just react to the PV. Okay, with the way they're building up the preview, it's just giving me more reason to believe that Lil and Nigo are going to survive. Oh. Okay, looks like when it comes to Chamber, it looks like she's going to give a motivational speech to the boys because she looks pissed. I'm assuming that means because the boys are going to be acting completely defeatist going into episode number 47. And you know what? I dig that. I actually wouldn't mind seeing her in that light. And who knows, maybe she might do the version of the reverse Mumbo. I hope. I feel like if they did that, that would be absolutely fantastic. And at least to me, as fan of the series, I mean, I would definitely appreciate that. You never know, though. Now, all just aside, though, let me explain why I feel the episode was Santa worthy. Because from a character standpoint, it didn't waste time. We saw that Sabby, he is a pragmatic antagonist. He has a weakness, he makes sure that he covers up his weaknesses by making fake weak points. I actually think that's pretty darn badass. It shows his intelligence. And it also gives the series an oh snap factor. Now that we see the hope that they had is completely gone due to the shock factor. And on top of that, I made a lot of plot progression because aside from all the Granners being rusted up, it elevated stakes because you saw all our main crew being sad about it. It honestly got me pretty darn emotional. Just seeing the goodbyes, how they were trying to calm their partners up, the machines. I mean, it just led to a really darn sad episode, and I mean that in a good way. I was surprised that the series was capable of giving me that much of an emotional punch. And then with the sad music too, it was just a recipe, at least for me, a recipe of awesomeness. That's why I have to earnestly rate this episode a 10 out of 10. And then on top of that, the action was absolutely amazing. Because on top of that, there's just a lot of things you can gain from this episode. For one, you had characters actually legitimately dodge attacks. You had Ovula Chamber and Clutch think of new attacks that actually fit with the machines, considering their Cyclone spin around a lot. Their whole spin attack actually makes sense, and this episode showed us why they didn't do that earlier. Because they're all going to be dizzy and they're going to be vulnerable, considering the fact that they're knocked the hell out. So I like how this series even gives us like a visual explanation as to why Oliver Chamber and Clutch don't do the tricks that they did as a last resort, and they don't, at least in an earlier episode, they explain why they didn't do those tricks because it had been pretty dang risky, and that's what I like about this episode. Because it covers up its bases regarding certain plot holes. It makes Sabby feel like a bigger threat now that he pulled a fast one against our main heroes. And in addition to all that, it was nice to get backstory as to how Sabby took on the Ancient Ones decades ago. I actually thought that was cool, and it made the lore in this series feel a lot more enriching, a lot more tangible, just seeing the history behind it. That's why I thought the writing was absolutely amazing. Now, on top of that element, something else that I also really enjoyed about this episode too, actually enjoyed the fact that for this one, this episode also didn't really hold back when it came to some of the surprises I get in the series, because aside from all these epic moments, I love the character development, seeing the selfishness of all the machines look out for the main characters. That was actually pretty darn badass. And I appreciate that because there was a lot of growth, especially given the fact that you had them all just willing to risk themselves for the human partners. I thought that scene was actually pretty darn beautiful and glorious. And then, in addition to that, something else that I also really loved about this episode too. I love how this episode, it didn't hold back in putting everyone in a vulnerable position. Like seeing all the scenes where you have Joe, Kakeru, Raga, Kuga, Gomek cry. That was actually pretty darn glorious because it shows you that when it comes to the Tomica series, it's going to have some ballsy episodes. It's not going to hold back. And I love that. Shows you at the very least this series isn't going to settle for just going for the status quo. And at least in my opinion, I think that's absolutely freaking cool. And as for other character moments, I like the chemistry between Gyron and also that machine that was following around Oliver, Chamber, and Clutch. I thought that was actually pretty darn hilarious when you see them argue and have their little argument fits. So it added to a lot of comedy and levity into the super serious moments in the episode. And aside from that, something else that I also like about this episode, I like seeing the reactions from some of the characters introduced in the episodic characters. Thought that was absolutely cool and fabulous. And on top of that, something else that I also really enjoyed about this episode, aside from the character and the story standpoint, I love the vocal performances. You can tell everyone brought their A game, especially Raiga and Kuga's voice actors or actresses, because my goodness, like they legitimately sounded like they were crying. They were just absolutely awesome. They brought their A game, and that I can say without a single bit of hesitation. And on top of that, the visuals were just great. I mean, aside from the beautiful choreography, I do love some of the creative sequences, like when Ollie, Chamber, and Clutch combined their attacks together, or when they went into their God Change forms. I like those little bells and trinkets, like when you had like these wheels spinning on Eagle's wings right before he unleashes special attacks. Things like that really sent the series over the top, but in a good way. And that's why I thought the visuals, they packed a punch. And the 2D animation was beautiful too, especially the crying scenes, because that really got to me. And aside from that, yeah. These are my thoughts on the episode, y'all. This is why I feel, at least when it comes to this episode, it was 10 out of 10 worthy. I would love to hear your thoughts on how you feel about either my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all also rate the video, share it, comment, subscribe if y'all want to see more reactions. And I'll see y'all later if you come back for more, because I'm definitely going to be reacting to the next episode of the series as soon as possible. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching my video, and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.